Good morning. It is Craft Wednesday. Welcome to JanisLamb and Everyday Chaos / the Bedroom Workouts. I have the craft video for you. I've been working on it. I actually started it last week, and I'm adding on right now to the beginning of it. Because one, I wanted to do a shout out, and two, I need to kind of update you a little bit, and then we'll get into the history of how I'm tied to Yerington and how I came back here, which is weird because, my life just keeps circling around. Remember this date, October 23rd. We'll get into that in a little bit. Okay, so first off, I wanted to say happy birthday to my firstborn child. He is 20 years old. I have been mom for 20 years. Thank you, son, for choosing me as your mother, okay? And I am so proud of you and who you are and who you've become and who are you becoming, okay? I can't wait to continue watching you on your journey, and I love you so much. You gave me my first ever stretch mark. Okay, and if you're new here, just so you know, on Craft Wednesday, we craft. That's how we get out of our funk, whatever happened to us in our life, on our journey. This is what helped me through my brain injuries, and so if I can help someone else through whatever they're going through, then that's my goal with Craft Wednesday. A lot of times art can get you out of that funk, and so you can craft with me, do the same crafts as I'm doing, do whatever kind of crafts you want to do. And I was thinking about how I should just start a conversation and start asking questions and then give my opinion, and then we just share a bunch of different opinions, and it's about open-mindedness. There's not allowed to be rude content here. You'll notice that you're actually not allowed to comment anything that's negative. I did that on purpose because we have enough negativity in our life, in the world as it is, and I don't approve. So I'm not going to do it. So I'm not going to even let it be participated in. But if you want to start conversations and be part of it as a community and do that, that would be so awesome. And I think that we should start that and just ask questions, tell my opinion, you guys share your opinion, and just have a bunch of awesome, cool, deep conversations. I cannot stand just staying on the surface. It's so boring. It's just it's predictable. Okay, did that. Awesome. And not to be rude, I just, I'd rather just be quiet in those situations than I'd rather just have a deep conversation than surface level stuff. That's just me. Anyways, so if you're new here, I started my documentaries telling my negative side, and I hope that I delivered the message good. If not, some people tend to think that the Bible's made up, right? And it's not. And God wanted me to share my life story because it's in the now time. I know my truth. My husband knows his truth. You know your truth. You know the things that were done to you. I know what was done to me. I know what I did to others. And everybody, we're all the same. And so the Bible is relatable to us right now too. And it's a testament of other people's journal about their life and the things that happened to them. Notice how a lot of the people, they came from harsh backgrounds. They weren't perfect. They had a lot going on, and a lot of different life lessons they needed to go through. And it was not easy. But God worked through them to prove his existence. And that's all I'm trying to remind you of is it's still relatable. So, because I know my truth, and because you know your truth, if someone were to be like, that was made up, how would you feel, right? So, instead of thinking about it like it's made up, just look at it as a journal and a testament that God lives. And then it's kind of a journal of what not to do. Hey, don't do this, because when you do, bad things happen. But when you do this, the way God wanted you to do, good things happen. It's really the simplest type of journal, when you think about it, of how-tos. It's simple. It seems complicated, but it's actually very simple. So, anyway, number 2, the update, because me and my husband did couples therapy a couple weeks ago was our first session, and then yesterday I had my session, and I just gotta say, it's awesome. I know it can be scary because now it's one-on-one with someone talking about your trauma, and it's a place where when we thought we got over it, right? Feeling all healed, doing better, being observant about your own actions and being aware of things, and then like, oh, wow, I can see where I need to work on that, when you're aware of the stuff that you probably contribute, because it takes two, to contribute to ending a marriage, So before you take that leap, do everything that you can do. That way when you look back, you don't have regrets of like, I could have done better in this situation. So for me personally, it's about making sure I did everything that I could to try to save it, rather than just walk away, because it's marriage. And marriage to me, morally, is just really sacred. It's not just something you built this life for so long. It's not something that just should ever be that easy to walk away from. And there's a lot of other people going through that, so me sharing my stuff isn't about shaming, and it's more about opening up your own heart to maybe a different perspective. And that's all, really, the takeaway. And I get it. It's scary because you have to go back down those roads that you wish you do not have to relive. But you almost have to relive them because you have to share them now to this stranger that you don't know, and it's one-on-one. And it is so intimidating, but I want to tell you that it's not that bad, and it's actually really awesome. And I love my therapist to death. She is so beautiful. She is so awesome. She's just great, and I am totally comfortable, and it's great. So don't knock it until you try it. Just saying. But there's the update on that. So with that being said about therapy, I forgot to tell her something because I kind of had a question about it, but I wanted to also kind of share it on here anyways. So I'll share with you what I forgot to tell her. So I have been kind of bad about doing date nights. Okay, good, it's still on. Because of Levi's condition, I'm like scared to leave his side. And I've been working on that by like going to Costco, which is over in Carson, which is an hour away from me. So it ends up being like a 3-hour day when I have to go to Costco. And I have the other kids here, so it's not like he's home alone. I wouldn't let that happen, obviously. But it helps other people who are also in his life, his siblings, to be able to know how to handle these situations as well, right? It's not helpful if I think only I can do it, right? And then that causes my burnout, right? And that's something that I have to learn, life lesson, go through and learn it, right? Easier said than done. So anyways, we finally did a date night, and it was great. We went to Night of the Country, but we only did one night. And it was great, okay? Don't get me wrong. And I think that, honestly, I get it why people camp there. Because then you can have bursts of breaks from the scene. And you can just, like, kind of be yourself. It's not home, but, you have a little bit of home in it. So you can kind of go retreat. I'm somebody who I recharge by being alone. Like, when I am burnt out and I'm just tired, I kind of hide in my room. And I'm alone. Like, I literally love being alone. And we'll get into that in a second. But, because there's something kind of interesting about that too. For the blue-collared men and for women who are married to blue-collared men or farmers. There's something I want to share with that. But anyways, back to my story. So we're only there for one night, and I get it why camping's great, And maybe next time it will be better because I'll have a place to go retreat when I need to go retreat. Anyway, so we're having a good old time. We get there about 4, and I had told Levi already, I'm like, hey, you get to stay up however late because we're not going to be home till like 10 or 11. Because the thing goes on till like 2 a.m., okay? There's no way I can last that long, okay? I know that. I wake up at 3 a.m. I'm a very early riser, and so that means that I go to bed early, okay? Early to bed, early to rise. Okay, so we're there, we're having a good time, and we're walking around. We got some stuff, walked around, got hydro dipped. It's going away now, but got hydro dipped, which is kind of funny. So we go in there and we're like, oh yeah, we want to get hydro dipped. And they're like, okay, well you got to go through them. And there's these 2 little store things next to it. And they're nicotine stores, so you have to like buy something. And I'm a weed smoker. I'm not a nicotine smoker. So I'm like, hey, well, see here. And so my husband's like, yeah, we don't actually smoke this. So, we were just going to hope for like getting our arms dipped, but they said that we have to go through you. So he's like, the guy's like, you know what? I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that. And, I'm just going to walk over there like I'm actually selling something. And you two can just walk out. And I bet you if you just turn right, no one's gonna say anything because I'm not gonna say anything. And so we're like, okay, sweet. So we go and then we get dipped, and it was freaking awesome because the people that work there are awesome. They go everywhere doing this hydro dipping stuff, and I guess it gets kind of wild. And some places you have to be really wholesome because our town especially is a wholesome place, okay? We're all about God, family, our guns, our trucks, quads, bikes, horses, dogs, everything. Our country. So we're wholesome. We don't do that whole nudity stuff here, but I guess like in Florida, okay, they dip your arms, but they can also, I know, they can dip those too. What? That's cool. Okay, anyways, it was a fun time. We got to know some stuff, and we got to walk around. Some really cool vendoring going on. Kind of window shopping, seeing what we want. I'm kind of more of a rational shopper where I'm like, I kind of want to window shop first, really think about it, then make my decision on, yes, I need to have that, and I do want it. Now, typically that's how I shop. So there, some time goes by, we're drinking. Drinks are not that great, okay, which is probably also the benefit of having a trailer and camping there, because then you can go drink your good drinks and then go there. So FYI, that's the way to go. Anyway, and time goes by, it's starting to get dark. Mind you, we got there around 4:30. And I look at the clock. It's only 9. I'm starting to get a little tired. And then I'm like, no. It's only an hour and a half or 2 hours. You're good. You got this. And some more time goes by, and we're listening to some music, and the guy's playing a song, and all of a sudden thoughts come. And at first, they're good thoughts. They're great thoughts. It started off with, this is what it's all about. Look how beautiful this is. We're all just a community of country-loving people. We love the country music, everything about country, and look at us. We're all just a bunch of strangers hanging out, connecting, because we all like the same thing. That's freaking beautiful. Yeah, definitely. I needed this. We needed this. That's right. And then basking in that, reflecting on it, feeling good. And then it dawns on me like, we are all just a bunch of sheep in a pen. Okay. And I'm in cowgirl boots. All right. And they got this gravel that's like real hard to walk in, actually. And I'm sitting here like, we're just sheep in a pen, man. Any second, we can just get bombed. And then it's like, we could be getting sniped. Like, oh my gosh. And we're just sitting here like sitting ducks. Just sheep in a pen. How are you gonna run? I can't run. The cop horses are having a hard time walking around in the gravel. Where are you gonna go? And then I'm like, girl, you've been watching too many war movies, okay? You need to calm down. Get a little paranoid. I'm like, okay, you're right. Get a little paranoid. And then you start thinking, because I'm your overthinker friend, okay? Let's just think of me as that. I'm your overthinker friend. So I'm sitting here overthinking about all this. And then I'm like, I'm getting a little bit cold. Because we live in a desert. So it's hot all day. And then freezing at night. Okay? And so I'm starting to get cold. And Janny doesn't like cold touching her. I like the cold in general. I don't like it touching my skin. Okay? I can't deal. So next the thoughts is I'm cold. Okay, you're good. You got this. Just hang out, right? Just only 5 minutes. Bye. It's only 9:05. I don't think I can handle it. I realized in that moment I can only handle 4 hours of party socialization. I think it's just because like I've done that in my life for so long. So then the intrusive thoughts start going, I could be home right now. I could be home and warm. And with a good drink in my hand. Or my weed. Yeah. Oh man, but I feel bad, so I'm not trying to say anything. And I think that it was just like radiating, like heat radiating type of radiating off of me, that my whole vibe switched to I'm having a great time. This is awesome to I'm done. I am a homebody, you guys. I really am. I just want to say to the blue-collared men and the women who are married to them and vice versa, okay? When you marry a homebody who is fine with being alone, we create our own world. We are a different breed, okay? Because we generally can entertain ourselves. I don't have a problem entertaining myself. I don't need to call friends up and be like, I'm lonely. Like, I have so many things I can do. And I don't need to validate, I don't need to have people validate that I can do whatever I want to do when I want to do it. So, yeah, we're just a different breed of people, okay? We like people, right? But sometimes we like to do things that give us skills rather than socialization. Because sometimes that's just so draining. But no, dude, like, there are those of us who are very much homebodies who don't go, messing around. We take that shit seriously. But yeah, we are a different breed. We're a whole different kind, okay? And we do exist. And you gotta remember, that's what you wanted. Someone who never complained about your absence and can totally be fine with picking up the slack because we understand the hard work that you do out there and we appreciate it. And that's our way of being appreciative. So, Hug your spouse today when you get home, all right? Because they're a trooper. And there's not very many like us. Okay? We're rare. We're a totally different breed. And we like our alone time. Don't get us wrong, we like our people, but we got a small group because it's quality over quantity. Remember that. And oh, by the way, I got this necklace from Night in the Country, and he got a belt. Anyways, so I did it a different day, so my hair is actually up. But like I said, I wanted to do a shout out and a little bit of an update. So now we're caught up, and let's get to the storytelling and some art with it. So it's not just my face. We are going to do some painting and story time. It's going to be documentaries number 13, I think. We're going to talk about how I'm connected to the town that I moved to. Okay, I'm originally from Reno, Nevada, and I moved to an outskirt town. And it's just interesting, and it's weird because I actually learned more history about it after I moved here. And I have an old picture, and I'm going to tell you the story how I got that, because it's kind of interesting. And yeah, my life, it's weird. It's like, it just circles around. Like I go through this and then circle back around. Go through this, circle back. I don't know. It's weird. It's a little creepy, but also super awesome at the same time. And remember, if you're new here, welcome. We do documentaries. We talk about all kinds of stuff. Brain injuries as well, and my trauma through all that, because we're all about health and wellness here, and that includes our mind. Okay, a lot of things, whether it's weight loss journeys and stuff like that, can get blocked because of trauma that we haven't released. And so we do a lot of that, and we also craft on here. We're going to work on signs. They're just going to say open, closed, on the opposite sides of each other, and that way you don't have to just stare at my face the whole time. But yeah, I swear, like, everything is always all connected. We're always all connected. And it's just interesting. Hopefully I can unravel that for you on how I see that and how I see it, like, play out in my life through these documentaries. Plus, the documentaries my kids can keep forever, jump on board, talk about your life. They can have it forever. We have the technology to do it, and you don't have to, like, keep a photo. Okay, they got videos of it now. Forever. They don't have to just try and remember my voice or my face. They'll get to see it and hear me, and that's cool. Well, at least I think it's cool. All right, so let's get into the painting and the story time. Okay, so take a look at this picture. This is a great-great-aunt Nevada, Conway. We originated from the Conway Ranch. So Aunt Nevada's family settled in Caliente, Nevada, Rainbow Canyon. And they have what's called the Conway Ranch. You can look it up. It's a bunch of stuff. My grandma actually had a replica of the house as like a little dollhouse. It's really cute. And I might have a picture of that. If I do, I will try to find it and put it on here. Anyways, back to the story. Okay, this is like take 10 of trying to record this thing, okay? And I just want to let you know that I am reading it off of what I wrote so I don't forget a thing, okay? So we are going to start there, I guess, with Aunt Nevada Conway. So she is on my mom's side. My mom's side, okay? Oh my gosh, that was hard. So my great grandma Lillian Margaret Gentry Barnum's side, okay? Her mom. So Grandma Barnum, when she was young, they lived in Canada for a while. When she was 8 years old, riding home from school on a train, apparently they were having a hard time restarting the engine after coming to a complete stop. So they decided to travel really slow and just help people jump off at their destinations. Well, remember, back then they had impeccable style with long and sometimes puffy dresses. Well, as she was being helped off, her dress got caught in the wheels and it pulled her under, cutting her legs off at the knees. Not too long after that, I don't know exactly when, but her family moved to the States to be with her other relatives, specifically the Conways. Joseph Conway's family to be exact. They settled in Nevada in Caliente, Rainbow Canyon. Later, her and her parents moved again and settled here in Yerington. They owned Shell gas station, and when Lillian got married, they took over a gas station of their own. She married Bruce Barnum, who served as a Navy SEAL in Pearl Harbor. He was 10 years younger than her. He became mayor of Yerington at one point. She became a teacher and was in the paper to be recognized for petitioning for disability rights, for the right to work like every other citizen, and to be recognized as able-bodied people that belong in the workforce too. It's still recognized and celebrated to this day during the Lyon County Fair Days, along with veterans recognition as well. So I got all this information because I have some of my aunt's duplicates of genealogy stuff, and of course, I only just learned this stuff after I moved here, which is cool, a little crazy, and literally, like I keep saying, everything is all connected. Anyways, Grandma and Grandpa Barnum only had one daughter, my mom's mom, okay? So her name is Mary Jane Barnum. She married Bruce William Smith. She played, she played piano and sang in choirs, and Bruce Smith is a well-known artist around Reno, Carson, Yerington, Virginia City. He painted custom signs for businesses and painted on canvas as a hobby. After he passed, every child and grandchild of his got to pick their favorite paintings. I was fortunate enough to get to watch him paint almost every painting he's painted. We will get to talk about him next time, though. On his side, we are Swedish and Paiute, and we are related to Sarah Winnemucca, and I'm excited to tell you about that. In fact, a cousin of mine is actually doing a film about that very topic as well. So that'll be interesting to see, and I'm super excited to see it. Okay, so I mentioned in the beginning about Aunt Nevada's picture. This is how I acquired it. So Levi and I were up in Reno to see Dr. Sabrina for my head injuries and for Levi's seizures. Well, during that time, my mom, sister, and aunt were going through divorces, and my mom and sister were staying with her, and we needed to go to my mom's to get her stuff, but needed police escort because my dad is unpredictable, so we felt safer having police there. We waited in a church parking lot for the police to show up first. While waiting, a member of that church was there, and she saw me and my son sitting in the shade and came to talk to us. I kind of explained a little bit of what was going on, and she offered me a prayer. And by the way, that's the second time a random stranger offered a prayer, but that's another story. So cops get there. We go to their house and start packing up my truck with some of her things. I was looking around, found that picture in a closet downstairs, and asked if she wanted any pictures, and specifically that one. She said, "You can have anything you want. Alicia made me copies of all my pictures, so I don't need those." I put it back in the closet. We finished up, and as we were about to get in my truck to leave, I got a gut feeling to go back in and get that picture. We get to my aunt's house, and I told her about the picture, and I said, I needed to grab this. I feel like Grandma Barnum was obsessed with this lady, and I felt like I just had to go back and get it, like she was urging me to do it. I asked, "What do you know about this lady?" I show her, and she says, "It's crazy you felt that because she was obsessed with Aunt Nevada. She talked about her all the time, although I didn't really pay that much attention, and kind of forgot some of the stuff she talked about, but she always was talking about her." So that's how I have it. Yeah. So, well, that is all for today. We will talk about Bruce Smith's side next time. And yeah, I just want to say thank you for watching. Subscribe, so that you can get notified for the upcoming videos. And I am sorry that this one was late. I was having technical difficulties, and you know me and technology, we just don't get along. And I had to actually download a different app in order to freaking finish this at all. So yeah, it's a little late. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. I hope you had fun watching me paint all these. These were fun to do. And now I just have to put the open and closed or welcome and see ya, I don't know, on the front and the back of those. But yeah, they will be available over at Painted Tree or when I'm out vendoring, and I'll let you know when those kinds of events come up. and which one I'm actually signed on. So see you later.